Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'd like to go through my decorating process with you as I work on an actual area on my island. I feel like oftentimes we watch these stylized speed builds of areas and we think that everyone, just is able to decorate areas without much thought at all, whereas I personally always go through a certain process and I have a certain routine in how I decorate certain areas. And so I kind of just wanted to take you along on the ride. And I would say without further ado, let's actually maybe just go ahead and get started. So the area I'd like to work on today is actually this one right here. For anyone who doesn't know this island just yet, this is Equilibrio, a Four Seasons island, and we are currently in the fall section. So right here is kind of the bridge where you cross over into the fall section. Then we just have like a little heart-shaped pathing moment, a little staircase leading down, and then you can see I've already done the pathing and I've already placed the house, which I'll talk about in just a second. And then we've got pathing, a house with some random trees, and then we have a very big farm area. And so the area here on the right hand side, kind of next to the house and in front of the house, that's just an area I'd like to decorate with you. I think it's a good one because I do have one tiny idea for like an actual themed thing like next to the house, but it also includes a lot of filler stuff, which I would also like to go over with you. Also, I do have a video on filler ideas, like filler area and transition area ideas if you are interested in that. So the very first thing that I usually do is I lay down some pathing. I place like my houses somewhere and then I lay down pathing. It always kind of depends on whether something is placed against like a cliff or something. So like Drift's house over here, I placed once the cliff was actually already there. I'd already built up like a platform and then I was like, oh, this would be a nice spot for a house. Sometimes I place a house and then I built a cliff later on. That just kind of depends on the area. For here, I knew that I wanted the fall character. So like every season has its own character. I wanted that to be close to the water because that kind of is like the middle part where my main character's house is. So I wanted that to kind of be close to it and also be close to the entrance of fall. And then I knew like coming from this staircase, obviously I had to have like a certain path, which I kind of more wanted to go to the left, but I did need to kind of connect the house. So that's what I did. I used the 2 tile wide pathing and I put a bunch of designs over it. And that is usually my first step, is to lay down some pathing and then kind of figure out some stuff from there. And then the next step for me is usually to figure out tree placements. So with this one, we are trying to make this entire area look like fall, even though the grass is very green. So what I want to do, and you can see that I've already placed them, is I want to include these mushrooms because, they add a little bit of an orange tint on the same level of height that the trees are at. And then apart from that, we're going to just be using some regular cedar and hardwood trees and maybe some standees as well. And then I also do have like a couple of flowers that I can use. I've got like a lot of shrubs over here. So we are like a little bit prepared, but not super prepared. Okay, so number one thing is going to be trees. However, if you have a specific area idea, I would recommend to kind of put some space aside for that. So what I mean by that is, for this area right here, the only thing that I have in mind is that I think I kind of want like a table set up somewhere like here. So I think like 2 big tables or something. So the first thing I usually do is I just go through my storage and I kind of try and find things that work for the area. We might exchange this later on for other items, but so I'm thinking something like the log dining table or the turkey day table. All right, so I was thinking kind of next to the house, like in this section right here. So let's just put down the tables and then see kind of what type of space we're working with. So I would like there to be chairs around it, which means we definitely need a little bit more room, and I don't think that this can go here. It's quite like big tables though, so like in this space I think we're only going to work with 1 table. I'm not sure about this one, but we are going to go with it. Maybe we should go for a table that's not like 2 by 2 but 2 by 1, which I think this one is the wood plank table. I think that is kind of the dimensions. And then I was thinking of spreading just like different chairs around it. Let's put down the wood plank table. This is it. Oh yes, okay, so I definitely like the spacing of this a lot more already. I'm not sure we're going to be using this specific table, but just for the amount of spacing. Now, something that I like to consider here and there, not all the time, but here and there, is that for this chair right here, it would be on like half a tile, which means I wouldn't be able to plant anything in front of it. And so all along like the entire table, and I think with this one, we might actually do like the 2 tables after all, we will have nothing planted in front of it, which I think is kind of a little annoying. So instead, we're gonna shift it backwards by half a tile. And now I would be able to like plant, I don't know, let's say a flower here. Now I do have one more mushroom parasol that I took away from that entire setup. Let me just think. So if I want a tree next to my house, it would have to kind of be almost here. Like it'd have to be like a tile away from the house. Spacing is a pain in Animal Crossing, but it would have to be here, which means the table would start there and then go a little bit over to the left. Or I could have a tree here, which is like still a space away from the house, and the rock right here, which should work in terms of spacing. And then what I could do is I could drag the desk over, have it like just partially covered, and then the other one will be over on this side. Let's get something else that kind of is the same size of the table, and then just put that next to it. Oh gosh, where did it go? Vintage desk. This is not gonna be the vibe, but this is the same size, you know? And then we just litter around a couple of different chairs, you know? And that's like what I mean. So like I just made sure that I have enough space for the setup that I want to include, and then I can work on like a lot of fillers and stuff from now on over here. All right, I'm over here by my tree storage. I like to always keep a couple of trees that I can just use right off the bat because it's easier when decorating. So since this is an area that I've been working on off and on for like a few weeks now, I think, just as I did like the farm area and stuff, I do already have like this tree placed and then put down the parasols, which I really like the location of this one. I think it's quite nice. And now we're gonna try and figure out the other locations for trees. So this is not enough space for a tree. It would maybe be nice to have, I don't know, like a tiny farm or something like in front of the house here. So I don't want to do too many trees, but also I do want to do like enough. Wow, that is very specific. Okay, I'm feeling like a large young one here maybe. All right, so this one here, and then we stunted by planting a fruit sapling, anything except for coconuts, in one of the surrounding tiles, and now it'll just stay this exact size, which is quite handy for decorating. Okay, since we have like 2 cedar trees here, I think that it would also be nice to incorporate like a hardwood maybe. Obviously, this is going to close the space off a lot more, but that is actually totally fine. I feel like I want the fall section to be a little bit more cozy. How obvious do we want that mush parasol to be? I kind of like it. I kind of like it a lot. So maybe this is going to be like a large young cedar tree, so it's still going to have that cozy feeling, but the parasol is still going to shine through. I kind of think this is good. I guess we could pull it forward, you know, so none of them are like in the same line, but like this would be a good spot for a tree too, I think. Would I want this to be like a fully grown cedar tree? Excuse me? Oh my god, see? Tree placements, I'm telling you. Okay, yes, I like how this is looking. Since this is supposed to look like fall, right? We could maybe grab like a tree standee or 2. Okay, this is definitely disappearing too much behind the other hardwood, and it's like in the same line as the parasol. This would kind of be okay. Yeah, it's like a layered with this hardwood tree, and then we've got like a little bit of the orange red going on in the middle. I like that a lot. All right, on to this side. So, since we have established that this is going to be a tree, oh god, I don't think we want this to be fully grown. Let's try a medium young. Maybe that's too small though. I don't know. Let's get these flowers out of the way. This is another spot for a parasol. Okay, if I pull it back like this, I'll be able to kind of plant something in front of it. So what about if we put the smaller tree slightly in front of the parasol, and then I turn the parasol because I want that tiny mushroom to kind of shine through? I like that. Yes, I like that a lot better. I like that a lot better already. Now we're gonna have a chair right here, correct? So we have to stunt it to like a different direction. But this is where we're running into some issues. So I can't really put one here because then it would be exactly on the same line as the hardwood tree and as the cedar tree too. And as like the closer we get to this one, the more obvious that would be. I guess we could shift it over one to the right, but then that'll very much cover, so like it would have to be here because otherwise it's too close to the cedar tree. It'll kind of cover the rock there, but I guess that's okay. Oh, what if we work with just another standee though? Tree standee. Oh, okay, so kind of like this. Nah, I don't like this. It's like too close to this one. Decorating for me is definitely a lot of trial and error. I also think that practice makes perfect, which is always super annoying because, you know, I'm also very much like I want quick results. But I do think that just like decorating, you know, a few different islands and just like themed areas and stuff really did help me. I'm still torn on this. So like this here could also be a tree. But then that'll be like right in front of the house again, which I've done one too many times and then I later on kind of hate it because you can't take nice pictures. But we could have like a small hardwood here or just have one here and then put some stuff on the side to make it just look like it's making sense. By the way, if you like this like less polished style of decorating, make sure to follow my Twitch channel. I usually stream 3 times per week decorating up my islands, and it's always a very cozy time, and you see a lot more of like what my progress is actually like, so that might be fun, and I'd love to see you over there. Okay, not vibing with this tree here though. Tree placements are definitely a big part of the process for me. I feel like they might even take longer than the actual decorations. Oh yeah, I actually like that a lot more too. Okay, and so we've got these tree placements. I don't think I'll place anything here. Now, obviously to the right side here, I would place some trees, but that currently is my shrub storage, so I guess not. And then let's just work on like the little table setup area. So I've got this tree here, and then this will also be like a chair. Let me just pull that here so I can kind of know. So I guess it would make sense either to have a tree right here in the corner, which is going to be the same light as this one, but I think it's far enough away so that it's okay. And then I'm thinking hardwood to change it up. Yes, I think that works. Okay, I think I'm okay with how this is turning out in terms of the tree placements. They seem to all be coming along nicely. Now this is the perfect spot for a large young. Yes, perfect. Okay, and then just for now, let's do the stunting in the middle so that both are stunted at the same time. So like for me, because I like trees a lot and I always want my islands to seem very overgrown and full of trees, I am definitely noticing that gap between the cedar tree there, or the 2 cedar trees there, which is a little bit of a tough one because there's like pathing here that goes backwards. And like the only option for us to do a little tree is like this spot right here, which is actually okay though, because this chair would be over. So it's right in the middle of these 2 trees, which I think is kind of a nice play with like the half tiles and such. Just which one would it be? Just which one would it be? I mean, it could be a hardwood. I think this could be a hardwood. Oh, is this one stunted? This was not stunted. Uh-oh. Reminder to stunt your trees, everyone. All right, yeah, that's a little better. That's a little better. And then we still have this space, but I feel like it's impossible to put a tree here that I'm not gonna hate because like this is in the same line as this plus this. Like whatever type of spot I place a tree here, it's like directly in line with another one. So I think here, the only option for us is our tree standee, or like you could just work with a few shrubs and flowers and still kind of make this area make sense. All right, still don't love this because it's all in the same line. Oh my God. What if we just shift this one back a tile so that it's still adding the green, but it's kind of bringing it a little further back? Does that make sense? I think this is a little better. We only have, I feel like this right here, this corner is gonna be a little bit of an awkward spot, but I think this is good. I think this is actually good. A takeaway is that, you know, if you've planted a tree, that doesn't necessarily mean it'll have to stay in that exact spot. It's always okay to take stuff away again. All right, I definitely like something here in this spot where Rex is currently visible. Not, you know, nothing against Rex, but it's just, I guess, we just have to. Okay, so it has to be here. All right, is this the spot for a tree standee then? Because this is not gonna work either. And I think we're gonna have a little bit more luck with it not being in the same line of vision. Oh, I'm not hating that. I think this is good. And then, I mean, the next tree could be like here. And that could be like, let's say a cedar, which balances the red out again, I hope. You know, even from the front, this would be, yes, this is a nice layering moment with the tree standee. I'm liking that, very good. And with that, we've got our tree spots down and it's time to decorate. And now, before I completely go over to some filler decorations and like do flowers and weeds and stuff, I think I'm gonna try and figure out a couple more items that I want to plop around. So obviously we've got this table set up, which is still missing the right tables and chairs, but the general, you know, the general size of it all is kind of noted down. And then I don't think I'll be doing any items over here because I don't want to overdo it. I have been using a lot more just, you know, flowers and weeds and kind of natural items because it also helps with island lag and, you know, makes that a little bit more manageable. But I would like to put some stuff in front of the house maybe. Now, an item that I've definitely been using a lot in fall is some wheat fields. I think they're like also a great kind of filler, but I do need to kind of establish the spot for them. And then, you know, there's just like, I don't know, we could do a signpost. Like this is the part where I just kind of go through my storage. Speaking of, I think I still have to empty my pockets a bit. But yeah, this is the time when I just go through my storage and kind of pick up a few things that I think would work well kind of in between. So I'm thinking some log stakes are always kind of nice. We'll later on add some leaf piles, I think. I mean, I could definitely add like a cardboard box pile or like a barrel in front of the house maybe with something on top of. Also like a wooden box could be kind of nice. We could do a, what are they called? These, like a hand cart maybe as well. I don't know how much space I got, but like just a couple of things. Rocks always work great in between a couple of things. We could try and fit the maple leaf pond stone in somewhere. So let's try around with a couple of things. So this corner is a little bit of an awkward one. Oh my God. I'm too aware of the corners. So I'm thinking maybe more something like log stakes or also, this could be a good spot for like a piece of fence or something. Yeah, I'm liking that a lot more. And then there could just be like a flower in front of it. I would say this spot is good for a wheat field, kind of by the water. We already don't have much space to even plant anything over here, so I don't want to do too much there, but I feel like this could be a good wheat field spot too. Just kind of peeking through. Let's go and take the stunted tree and just switch these out. Maybe even two next to each other. How does that look? A little too much, but maybe actually the one that we do use is going to be there and then the shrub on the left. Could I maybe put a wheat field here as well? Yeah, I think that works. I think that works. And then in front of the house, I definitely like to have maybe the barrel. I think we're gonna be moving the sapling back a little bit. Now here comes the question. Do we want to be able to walk through here so that you can sit on this chair? I definitely want like something accessible back here, like the leaf stool or the log stool, so you can sit on it from the back. This part here, I think because we so nicely kind of put the trees there earlier, I think we're just gonna work with like a shrub or something here. Like this could, wait, actually, maybe one further to the back could be a shrub. Yes. Also a wheat field, actually. Ooh, maybe, because you can still walk through the wheat fields, correct? By the way, if you find yourself thinking of a certain item in between decorating that you kind of want to use somewhere, write it down so that you maybe don't forget later on. And then it's a lot easier to kind of acquire them all at once sometimes. I don't know. Okay, I think the answer here is half a tile. Yeah, I think I like that a little bit better. Okay, let's move the barrel over to this side and then we could put something in front. Oh, we could put the hand cart in front of it. So something with decorating that is kind of nice to consider is that there are some items in the game that are kind of like the hand cart and they're in like a diagonal placement, just like naturally. And it's really nice to combine these with something that is kind of more straight onwards or like round like this. We still have the cardboard boxes. They are super tall though. I don't think that's gonna work out. I do still have the wooden box if we want to use another item maybe. And then shift that backwards. Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad. I picked up the signpost, but what about an angled signpost like here? Maybe we even pull it to the front and then we have a shrub behind it. So this is something I like to do while I place items, is to kind of plan to have like a disruption of green, you know, so like the sign is brown and the tree is kind of brown, so I would want something to break that up, and I think a shrub in that spot right there could be a very good idea. I'm not sure about the wooden box. I don't think so, actually. What else did I pick up? Oh, I picked up a mush log too. Okay. I mean, we could place it like here or something. Let's see, but in front of this tree, like on a half tile. I don't know. I think we need something else here. I'm still a little torn on like this area. It could just be flowers. Like I think if I make that just flowers, it would be okay. Or we use a couple more wheat fields maybe. And then on half a tile next to it, that could work. And then maybe even in front of the house. So number one was this on like half a tile. I do like that. Okay, how does the wheat field look in front of the house? Like exactly in front of it? And then it could be kind of like half a tile forward. I like to always place these in like pairs of 2. And I feel like I wouldn't even do more than this. I wouldn't do more than these items because I feel like that's already quite like a decent, look at Hazel. It's already quite like a decent amount. Now I would place something on the barrel, which we can figure out in a second. But now with that comes the part where I like empty out my pockets and then I just grab a couple of different types of shrubs and some weeds and some different flowers. Oh, and fencing. I also want to go grab some fencing. Number one thing I wanted to do is have a shrub here. Let's see. All right, we can fit a shrub here too, which we'll just go ahead and do. I also would like to fill one here actually. Maybe a little bit of a lighter green. What? Okay, maybe it's the parasol. Okay, I definitely wanted to put one here, the azalea. I always like to use different ones, even the ones that aren't like in season, or especially the ones that aren't in season because they're such a nice green, you know? Let's put one here. And then I feel like it could be kind of nice to put one here too. Actually, can we take this one down again and put that right in front of the log stakes maybe? And then put the mixed one here. All right, since that is on kind of a, is that a half tile? Oh, it's not. Okay, we can put something in front of this too. Maybe the dark one. Okay, and now the rest is just going to be flowers, I think. So we're just gonna put these in. However, also something that I feel like is relatively unusual, not a lot of people do it that way, is I like to take stuff down again if I want to add like codes, which I like to do underneath items where it's really noticeable because I feel like it makes an area look a little bit more full. So I'm just gonna add like leaves and you know, like moss and just kind of stuff like that whenever I feel like it could use something in the area. So like this half a tile right in front of the tree I think is quite noticeable, so I would like to have some stuff right here, and then we do have a spot open in front of it. Very nice. Okay, I definitely want to have a flower in front of this little tree. I'm leaning towards something yellow. And then this spot right here, I try to never have like 2 flowers next to each other. So in this case, I would, you know, put a weed and then the next flower would kind of go in this spot right here, which I think could be a good spot for an orange flower. Although actually I think we're gonna make it something dark because the parasol is quite orange already. And so this would be a nicer contrast. And then once again, we're just gonna put a weed as a little filler right here. All right, then we got the spot next to the shrub. Again, I think the red is a little too much. And then in this spot, I think we could get away with it just being like a little weed. And I think in this spot, I'm actually okay with there not being another coat underneath the parasol because with the leaves, it's covering it pretty well. I would like to have something underneath this corner piece because the leaf pile and everything was a little too open in my personal taste. Yes, so you see how that little gap is now filled? I quite enjoy that a lot more. When you're not sure whether there can be space for like a flower or something, oh my god. It can definitely make sense to use your shovel. I really do that quite often, you know, to test if there's room for a flower, which in this case there is. And I think we're gonna actually use this spot for the orange one that we had earlier. And then this can be a flower, which I think this could be a good red flower. I haven't used hyacinth just yet. And again, just to fill space, you know, like a little weed. And then these two also could be flowers actually, like the one in front of the tree and next to it. I'm also noticing that the wheat field, since it's on half a tile, has quite a bit of open space to the front, just so you have that little spot closed. Yes, I appreciate that a lot more. I think something orange actually could be nice in front of the shrub. And then here, I'm kind of feeling something a little darker again. The other dark flower is kind of hidden from this perspective anyway. That's pretty much like this area to the front already. I know that this is not everyone's taste, but I quite like to cover everything on my island, and I like to make it look quite busy because I feel like that makes it look more finished somehow. So I would definitely go ahead and kind of do that. So underneath signposts, I personally like to add some like a crack or something. Yes, it's not perfectly centered, but I think it's okay. I think that's okay. This can definitely be a flower. I'm thinking something yellow again, maybe. Or should we have a bigger contrast? Maybe we should have a bigger contrast here. Let's try this instead. I think I like this a little bit better, yes. And then we will put something red here instead. Yes, okay, I like that better. Okay, also in terms of chairs, now the tables I still need to get. I think that I was thinking about the wooden, the simple wooden table or something. It has like quite a nice tablecloth. So now let's just kind of think about this. So coming from the back, I want you to be able to sit down, and you can go sit down there. All right, let's put maybe the leaf stool here. Oh. Okay, Wait does not want me to take that chair away. That's fine. I think the log stool there is quite nice. And then I grabbed the mush low stool, which we could maybe have over here. I definitely want to grab the ranch stool. Like I think that one is, or ranch chair, I think they're called. They're kind of like the same shape as the Turkey Day chairs, but I don't have it in my storage, so I need to get it. Oh, and I did grab a hay bed because I feel like I have seen a setup where people had like a hay bed as a chair situation. I feel like that's okay. Or we actually do it to the front here because I like the way that it looks. I mean, imagine the table is kind of more like the one on the right hand side, right? Like that is not the table we're gonna keep. And then we're gonna put the chair back here, simple chair, the mushroom one here, maybe somewhat like that. Okay. All right, let's see if there's like an open spot here still. No, that looks good. Just like in front of here. Ooh, maybe the orange hyacinth. Kind of very similar to the wheat field, but I think I'm okay with it. Just like a little weed here. Okay, not the same one as on the path. Better, I think, since it's relatively far away. I think that works. And then this could be a shrub if we still have one. Okay, this I needed to be, or this I wanted to be at a piece of fence. I'm feeling log because it's kind of, yeah, it looks a little nicer to the top. Okay, do I have space in front of it? I don't think so. Okay, no. And then I think I would like to have something else that's kind of dark over here. And I think we'll just use the black tulip. You barely see it from anywhere, but I like it. Okay, question. Should we shift the tulip over to the right here, then have a bit of weed right here, and then we can have a bigger flower? Or is that annoying because of the Cosmo here? Maybe it is. Oh my god. Hazel. Oh my gosh, she's adorable. I'm still struggling on the flowers, so something's off to me. Something seems a little off. It blends in with the hay a lot. I'm not sure I like that. Oh, sorry. Ooh, maybe I like that one too. And then the tulip can go somewhere else that's relatively obvious. Maybe like here. And I think I'd like that to be maybe a fence or maybe a shrub. Also, I'd like to place something to the front, which in this spot could maybe be the lily. All right, on my beach, I also just found a black lily, which I kind of want to put here. And then maybe here we can do something red. How about a tulip? Oh, that's very vibrant. I kind of like it though. Okay, and then this is going to be another little weed. This one, yes. All right, wait, I'm gonna need to go here because I need to decorate this now. We've got another kind of like half tile situation here. So there's like a few different ones. Number one, right by this tree, and then right by the rock too. I do want to put something in these spots, I think. Let's try this and then see how far we come with it. Yeah, all right. I mean, this here can, or probably should be a flower, or it could be a piece of fence. Okay, how does that look with like a piece of fence? Not bad. Not so great either. How does it look with a shrub? Because that would kind of cover up like a little bit more, you know? I'm trying to decide whether I like it or whether I hate it. So the thing is, it's like the same shape as the rock, which is making me question quite a lot. I do like the look kind of green though. Like I like the fact that it's kind of breaking it up a little bit. This here could definitely be a shrub too. Okay, I'm thinking this could be the dark one. Also, I feel like we have to take this apart again if we want to put some leaves underneath the tree standee. And then something that might be weird. Some fencing behind this. Oh, maybe to the side. Maybe on this side that could be a fence. Yeah, that's not bad. Maybe a different one though. Yeah, and then this is just a weed, I think. And then the other side could be a flower or something. Okay, and then we definitely need some codes underneath here. Oh, it's like on half a tile to that side, so we can't plant anything there. All right, then maybe no fence, because I do want something to be planted here. All right, I got a yellow mum. Oh yes. Let's put some more like moss down, because I quite like this code underneath things. It always makes it look a little bit more like it belongs for some reason. I don't know. Okay, no matter what we do, I think we need a code here. We could just drop a mushroom here. Maybe that would fit the entire vibe. I do want to then use the mossy spot again, which maybe is a little bit too much in this place. Maybe if we just use both of the leaf fillers. Actually, that could work. Weed right here. Maybe this could actually be the grass one. And then I got these flat mushrooms because they're quite nice to drop. Or maybe we'll work with the white ones instead. The round ones. I don't know. I think we need something taller there. Let's try the mushrooms over on this side maybe. Very hidden though, very hidden. Or the mushrooms go here. Oh my god. This is what I mean though. Like I try out a couple of different things. Like especially if I find like a combination that I enjoy, like this code and the mushrooms, and I don't seem to find a place for it, I just try it out in like a couple of different spots, and then sometimes, you know, you'll find a place for it somewhere else. Still haven't quite figured out what to put in this spot here though. Okay, since like the pansies, the orange pansies are kind of like my favorite, I kind of want to try one in front of the house. So like right here. And then this is going to be an orange lily. Would that work out? I feel like it should. And now, as you might notice, there's quite a gap here, which is because the table and stuff is like on half a tile. And then let's put the leaf codes underneath here for the tree standee. I don't think I'm gonna put something behind the house because I don't really see the reason for it. We can put something here though, and we can put something in front of the tree. Actually, we can definitely shift the sapling to completely behind the tree on top of the pathing. You don't really see that very well. All right, we'll put it this way. So now we can turn this spot right here into a flower. Then this would be a weed, and then the one on the right into a flower. Right there, yes. And then I'm thinking more about the tall weed maybe, like the grass weed. All right, like that maybe. And then something, oh, so the hyacinth is in the same line of vision. I quite like the Cosmo here though. And I think it's good from like multiple perspectives too, it is. So I definitely want to keep that there. So there's two options now, because we need to be able to walk through this part, because I think that it could be like a cute picture if you can sit down on this in this chair right here, right? So either we just keep it like this and we just accept it, or we break the flower rule and we actually do like two next to each other, and then this is just the weed. Maybe then even like a different one, maybe the leafier one. So like that. And then this here would be, I don't know, let's say that could be an orange windflower. I feel like that, well, maybe we need like a different shape actually. Maybe we need like a different shape. Maybe do we have an orange lily? Still a lot of question marks. Okay, I'm still questioning this. All right, other option. We shift the hyacinth over to the right, and then we put this as a little weed. Or maybe this could be another like drop mushroom. Is that too close together? What does it look like if I have a drop mushroom here though? Oh, that's kind of awesome though. That is kind of awesome. Okay, we just need to think about what to drop, like what code to put underneath. Because I'd like to put a code underneath, but I can't put this one because it's like right there. I could put some leaves. Yes, okay, I think I like this now. Okay, and then we can take apart our little flower issue over here. Yes, all right, this is a lot better. This is a lot better. All right, we do have to stunt this tree again because we shifted the other one over. I think we have to do it to the front. It's gonna have to be. All right, and once again, we have a wheat field on half a tile. You know what that means. We need another code. On top of the barrel, maybe, I don't know if I have one, but it would be nice to have like that paradise planting, like the potted plant. I don't know what it's called. Ooh, or like a tree's bounty lamp. I was thinking this one. Option number 1. Yeah, this is very red. Oh, this is cute. It's not bad, but admittedly, I don't like the format of that, like the rectangular shape on top of the barrel. I think this is my favorite so far. This here could be a shrub. I think that would be a nice like green contrast. Oh my god, look at them! Wait, I thought that Wade and Aurora were kind of loved though. This is shocking. Maybe actually the camellia in this spot. Very green, very lush, very vibrant. She's so cute. Also, definitely part of the process, by the way, to get distracted by your villagers. I think she likes it. I think it would be nice to have like maybe a flower behind the tree. And then this spot right here could just be like a little weed. And then you can still get to the mushroom stool as well. Like you can still sit down here. We could try and make that into a shrub. My villagers are kind of in my way right now, but I mean, it's fine. It's okay. They're also they're just very adorable. They're okay doing it, you know? I'm thinking we should switch these around. So the shrub goes to the front, yellow tulip goes to the back. This would have to be a weed so that you can still get to the mush stool. That was at least the plan, right? Kind of like this, and then just like this is a flower and we call it a day almost. How do we feel about the orange Cosmo maybe? Oh, those are little buds. Okay, we're gonna have to wait for that to grow. I've established like a layout for my table already and like for all of my chairs, but I am like missing some chairs. I'm missing some tables too. So this would be the point where I kind of go and get them, which I will just quickly do and then we'll meet back here in a bit. First thing I wanna do is take away this table because the white one is definitely not a look. Option number 1 is I ordered the same table again because I quite like the wood plank one. I did also order this, I think simple table it's called, because I do like that one too. And this one can have like a little bit of a tablecloth in the middle. Okay. I just wanted to see, because I ordered 2, how they look like next to each other. I feel like it could work, but I personally prefer the one that we had before. Yes, okay, I'm happy with that. So, and then something I feel like is quite unusual is I needed some more items, but generally this is the time when I take things apart again. Like if I've placed items, I take these away because I want to add some codes underneath. Again, I feel like this is just kind of tying the area together a little bit. It'll create the illusion as though, you know, it's complete. So I think I'm gonna do a mixture of like this 4 tile pathing and then just some leaves and some moss, you know, everything we've pretty much done so far. I did order the ranch chair, which I feel like might be nicer against the tree here. Yes, I prefer that a lot more. This one right here, I think over on this side, we're gonna shift the path, the 4 tile path that we can use over to the right and up so it doesn't look too repetitive and symmetrical, because that is, if you're doing like a natural island like me here, that is kind of your enemy. All right, I'm thinking that we move the crack a little lower underneath the table, and then here instead we have some leaves maybe. All right, and with that we can finally put this table back. So first of all, ranch chair, then we've got a table. Oh, Lyman is very excited to be here now. All right, this was the leaf stool for sure. Here we have the simple wooden stool, but I think I'd like to customize that with a different fabric. It just came with the default one, but I think we could make it this one maybe. This is actually also something that I do like trial and error on, is like customizations. Sometimes I have to take things down a couple of times before I find the thing that I actually think looks very good. So like one thing I'm noticing right now is I think I'd like this to be a different color. Yeah, so I like this one, because it's just gonna break up all the brown from the other chairs and the table a little bit, you know? It's like a little bit of a different variation, but because there's like the wood plank table in between and everything, it still works with the hyacinth in front, I think. That's what I would assume at least, you know? And then what about this coat there? So log stool went here. Oh, we still need to figure out some food items. I completely forgot about that. The table has just been completely bare, but I still kind of forgot about it. But I want to see the lineup first. And this was the turkey day chair. And then this was just like a little weed, I think, right? Yes. I think I'm quite happy with that now. All right, and now if you look at it from this side as well, the gap that we heard earlier, you know, between the table and the red tulip is also closed because we've just incorporated some codes. And I feel like this would probably be okay if you like take your camera. This is something I like to do to check if everything is kind of filled, and you tilt it down like this. And now on to just finding some food. So like finishing touches. Once I've put down like codes, you know, I'll check any last places for any items or any food or anything like that that could still be needed. I'd like to have a couple of different like fall themed things that have like different shapes. Now, one thing I'd be worried is that, you know, things are covered by taller items. So like the bread basket, I think that covers quite a lot. So I don't know if that is gonna be a good choice, but we're gonna try it. I think since you don't see the mush low stool anyways, I feel like it could be fine on the far left. And then you still see you if you sit down. Yeah, okay, this is good. I like this. Something lower here though, for sure. Bagel. I thought that was quite nice. Oh my God, that looks so delicious. I really wanna use the cherry pie. Is that weird together, like the bagel and the pie next to each other? What about the pull-apart bread? I think this has kind of a good shape, but as it seems, we have to place it from the other side because of the handle being like on the left then, hopefully. Kind of like this, maybe. We could also switch the, oh, am I stuck? No, good. We could switch the cherry pie and the bagel maybe. Okay, cherry pie goes here. I don't know, I quite like the bagel here. Or do we shift the bread basket over to the right-hand side, kind of covered by the tree? I have to place something. My pockets are so full. No. But maybe the cherry pie could go here because it's quite vibrant, so I think you'd still be able to see it. And then let's do the pull-apart bread here, and then just kind of go with it, maybe. Sometimes also just trust the process, you know, assemble things, put things back together, and then see if it works out the way that you wanted it to. You know what? I think I'm happy with it. I think I like this. I think we've done a good job with this area. Obviously, you know, there's still gonna be like a tree chopping area over on the right-hand side, and then some stuff around Drift's house and so on and so forth. I didn't want to overdo it for this area though. So in short, my process is usually that I put down the path first and then I work on trees, although that process can also be swapped around. If I, for example, have like a pretty heavy land and waterscaping, then I kind of make sure that I can fit some trees first before I then work on the pathing around that. Then I kind of make room for some basic decorations that I really want to have. In this case, that was my little table setup with all the delicious food. And then I work on other item placements like wheat field, log stakes, you know, fencing here and there, maybe some garden rocks. And then I fill everything else with flowers and weeds. And obviously all of these different steps can sometimes blend into each other. I go back and forth a couple of times to adjust things. And then last but not least, I usually take a lot of stuff away again to add some coats underneath and really make sure that all the details kind of come together. And there you have it. That is my entire decorating process, kind of the steps that I go through, what I take into consideration when I use certain flowers and stuff like that, how I come up with ideas and kind of what I do. I hope that this was somehow helpful to you. If you like the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and also make sure to subscribe for more content like this. And then I hope you have an awesome time until I'll see you in the next video. Bye everyone.